126. That is how many canon episodes are in the original Naruto series, and I've overanalyzed every single one of them, episode by episode. Throughout the original series, there are countless fights that fans tend to look back on, one of those being the three-way deadlock. This video is basically a compilation of the episodes in which I overanalyzed this fight. Some things are cut out to make this compilation as focused and as concise as possible, so I urge you to still watch the original episodes if you want to see any extra content. And if you enjoy this video and want to watch all of Overanalyzing Naruto, then links are in the description. There's a normal playlist and a show playlist based on whatever preference you have. Personally, I couldn't tell you the difference, but they're both there. Anyways, enjoy the video and thank you for watching.
Poor boy. I really don't think he'll make it.
Don't worry about him. She'll have him back up on his feet in no time.
Perhaps so, but that's not what I meant.
Crazy foreshadowing, by the way, if you can even call it that. Orochimaru's saying Naruto's gonna die because the Akatsuki are gonna be on his ass. But it sounds like he's saying he's gonna die from his injuries. Just a little overanalyzing there. Don't really do that often.
There's no telling what might happen if the Akatsuki get their hands on him. But if he were to die...
Like last time, this one took me forever to understand too, but I got a little smarter again and realized he's saying he's too powerful for the Akatsuki to be in control of, I think. Which, I don't know if that really makes any sense. I don't think that's how it works. But still, that's all I could think of. Someone smarter probably knows if it's something else. Probably.
He's coming for the boy!
First off, great moment, but remember when I said Tsunade's ready to act like a Sannin again? Yeah, right here by the way. At the start of the arc, what was she? She was the person that denounced the role of Hokage, and the ones that dreamt of it. She had over time been given the title of legendary sucker because she's terrible at gambling, somehow. She then meets Naruto, and he proves her wrong with their bet, which gives her hope again. She's now protecting Naruto, which is in turn protecting his dream of being Hokage and protecting the Will of Fire along with it. So she comes into this arc as the legendary sucker. But now, with the complete flip her character's had, she's now a legendary Sannin. Pretty cool, right?
If I do nothing else, I will protect this boy!
This is a really good line. She's protecting the hope she's been given, like, obviously, but Naruto also represents the things she was trying to forget before the arc, further making the execution of this legendary Sannin side of Tsunade even better.
By saving him, I'm saving my home, the village hidden in the leaves.
Like, W fucking Tsunade? I'm telling you, she's on her Sannin shit now. She's back to who she used to be in those flashbacks, kind of reigniting the Will of Fire, if that makes any sense.
Who cares about the Hokage? Only a fool would want that job.
Cool touch, but Orochimaru's saying that because that's what the old Tsunade would say. Showing that he knows the old Tsunade, but also that he doesn't know that she's changed. They really woke up at, like, the worst time, by the way. They could have woken up after my atomic generation was activated, but no, instead they just saw Tsunade get fucking...
Didn't I make it clear enough, you fool? I meant what I said. I will die before I let you touch him!
If it wasn't obvious already, Tsunade is not just protecting Naruto to protect the future of the Leaf, but also cause she doesn't want that hope to die again. If you couldn't tell, Naruto's the one who gave her hope.
Poor thing. You just can't shake your fear of blood, can you?
Is this really all that surprising though? I don't think anyone would expect Tsunade to no longer be scared of blood after seeing someone she loved fucking dead in front of her.
What? No! Stop the trembling, now!
I've been chosen as the 5th Hokage of the Leaf Village.
I've been saying it, and I'm saying it again. She's on her Sannin shit now, and it feels like a whole new introduction. Like, the Tsunade we used to know isn't even a character anymore. The Tsunade we're being introduced now is like an actual problem, but is already being shown as a really good character because of all the growth before the introduction.
She's overcome her fear at last!
Okay, I'm getting into this because I want to. I feel like a lot of people believe that now Tsunade just isn't scared of blood, and that's just not what's happening here. Overcoming a fear and no longer being afraid of something are two very different things. Overcoming just means she can handle the fear, but she's still very much scared of it. But still, I guess some people just don't know what words mean.
Reserve seal release! Ninja art! Mytonic regeneration!
Mytonic generation might just be one of the most underrated jutsus in the entire show. Cause not only is it easily the strongest medical ninjutsu, it also gives a certain identity to Tsunade and makes her even more unique. And not only that, it plays into a theme with Sakura's character later on, which, holy shit, I can't wait to get into.
It seems I'm not the only person who's been spending their time discovering new jutsu. This one's very impressive. How's it done?
Orochimaru's such a fiend. The person trying to kill him just healed herself, and he's worried about how a jutsu's done? Like, what are we doing?
What she doesn't say is that a person, any person, even her, can only generate new cells a limited number of times. If you speed that up, you shorten your life.
Yeah, if only that actually mattered, right? It'd be crazy if it actually mattered.
Summoning Jutsu!
I briefly mentioned it a while ago, and I'll mention it again later, but the three-way deadlock is based off Japanese mythology. In fact, all of these characters are based off that same Japanese mythology. If you didn't know, it's pretty much just rock, paper, scissors. Each side can defeat one, but it also loses to another. The toad beats the snake, but loses to the slug. The slug beats the toad, but loses to the snake. And the snake beats the slug, but loses to the toad. This idea is applied in Naruto, but what makes it so cool is that the slug and the toad are now teamed up. So they now counter the snake entirely. Like, pretty cool, right? And there's still more to it, but that's all I'll say for now, cause there's a lot more stuff we see next episode that ties back into it.
So that was a fucking lie.
Cool touch, but since the Sani know of the deadlock and are a part of the folklore, Orochimaru's scared cause he's directly countered, but Jiraiya and Tsunade are confident cause they're in a good position. Also, on a side note, it's probably been a while since Katsuyu, the slug, has seen Tsunade. You need blood for the summoning, and unless Shizune's doing it, Tsunade would have been too afraid of the blood to summon them. So you know how we're in like the three-way deadlock right now? You know, like Big Snake, Big Toad, and Big Slug? Well, did you also know there's a giant pig? Something I really like about the start of the episode is how it feels like a calm before the storm. It lets the tension build until it hits a breaking point. Then it just gets right into the action. Something fitting for a finale episode.
Today, I'm putting Orochimaru out of our misery once and for all.
So that was a fucking lie.
Well, Orochimaru, why have you dragged me here? You know I don't like being summoned. Maybe I should just eat you and be done with it.
The intro to Manda is really good. We get a good grasp of how he acts, but what's especially cool is how he treats Orochimaru. When you compare how Orochimaru handles him to how Sasuke handles him later, it's pretty crazy. Gamabunta's just disrespectful as hell, isn't he? I get he's your enemy, but blowing smoke in his face before anything started is like next level rage bait. As I said last episode, the three-way deadlock is directly inspired by Japanese mythology. But did you know the fight itself stays mostly true to this mythology? I actually had it mixed up last episode, said the complete opposite of what it actually was, but the fight still stays true. What it actually is the slug beats the snake beats the toad, and the toad beats the slug. So right here, we see the snake immediately go for the slug because that's the biggest threat. We see the slug survive the snake attack since it's strong against snakes, but right after, we see the snake counter the toad since it's strong against toads. What's cool though is that it stops there, since the toad won't counter the slug since they're on the same team. As we get further into this fight, I'll talk about it more in depth, because the whole rock, paper, scissors system actually plays into a certain character's arc.
Now, Katsuyu! Yes, my lady!
Quick question. Can Katsuyu, actually die? If they're in a bad situation, can't they just, split? And also, how much can they split? This might seem like a cop-out that the Dosu blade, not him unfortunately, missed Katsuyu, but if you look at it closely, this thing was gonna fall short, so they're not just lying to you yet. Cause a second later, the show doesn't really lie to you, but it deceives you, and I'll mention that in a second.
Fire style! Toad flame bomb!
Cool touch, but Hiruzen does a very similar move against Orochimaru in their fight, further showing that Jiraiya is Hiruzen's student. This is kind of where the show deceives you a bit. You'd expect Tsunade to stay on Katsuyu, not only because Jiraiya tells her to, but also because you see her standing on Katsuyu in earlier shots. But the show decides to say, fuck that, and pulls this, which is a cool reveal since we didn't even know Tsunade could do this. Not only that, but it plays back into her character arc. The old Tsunade, or old Slug, would lose to the snake, but the new Tsunade won't, and we'll see that come into play a little bit later. It's kinda cool that Orochimaru says it's impossible, cause in his head, it should be. He sees Tsunade as weak right now cause of the one she lost, and in the mythology, Snake loses to the Slug. So in his head, they're actually on an even playing field. But again, this is a different Tsunade, so it's back to the regular outcome.
Take this!
I like how you can tell how scared Orochimaru is. Even if he's got his whole immortal shit going on and Tsunade is still somewhat weak, he did not want to get hit with that.
Can't rest. Can't let up for a second.
First off, crazy sequence. Definitely the craziest combo we see in this arc. But we can technically get into more of the mythology stuff here. Slug normally beats Snake in the mythology, but since Orochimaru's on his immortal shit or whatever, he's not as affected. This leads Tsunade to remembering why she's fighting, so she'll become even stronger to beat him. You can actually see some of Orochimaru's skin fall off here, and it teases the reveal of the body underneath. Remember a little bit ago when I said Tsunade's always at an instant advantage when she's fighting? No, you didn't, that's why I'm saying it again. Tsunade's always at an advantage because of how versatile she is when she's fighting. She can either create a crater or do something that takes a lot of precision. And right here is the perfect example of that advantage. Orochimaru can't really fight her here the way he did against Hiruzen because he has to constantly dodge her attacks just in case it's a really powerful hit. And when he attacks her, he has to do so in a way that accounts for this monster strength, which makes it easy for her to counter, like with what we just saw here. Like, I'm telling you, the best part about Tsunade's crazy strength is not the sheer power of it, it's the fact that it just scares the shit out of everyone.
I keep pounding him, but something's wrong. Why don't I feel like I'm getting anywhere?
Okay, why isn't she getting anywhere? There's two reasons, and both of them are probably the answer. The first one is simple. It's not Orochimaru's body, so she's still far from actually killing him. The second one is that since Tsunade is weaker due to the effects of Mythic regeneration, she's not hitting him as hard as she normally would. I honestly think the first one is the main reason since it kind of alludes to that later, but I still think the second one is also pretty valid. On a little side note here, is it just me or does this seem like Tsunade is like the strongest Sannin? I have no clue if she is. I've honestly never given it any thought because frankly I don't care. But her fighting in the last episode and this one, they kind of make it seem like she is.
Give my regards to hell.
On a real note, not a side note this time, even with the whole different body thing, how did he not die here? Or at least get like serious brain damage as a result? Punch to the face, okay. Hits his head on the sword, brutal, then falls head first. Like, this dude should be dead. I don't care if it's not his body, he should be dead. Even though it was teased earlier, I still think this is a really good reveal. Like, you finally think the threat of Orochimaru is over, but, hell no. It's definitely worthy of the Orochimaru theme in the background.
And I will destroy the Leaf Village. Depend on it.
Okay, like, how does this different bodies thing work even if he dies? Honestly, that's probably a question better left unanswered. You'll have some freak going on about some fuck-ass headcanon.
We'll meet again.
Bye-bye. Have you ever noticed Naruto's clothing kind of changed slightly? It technically changes in the Forest of Death, but I didn't care enough to mention it then, so I'm gonna talk about it right now. In the Land of Waves, he'd have like this armor thing he used to put under his clothes, but right now, he doesn't have it.
The jutsu side effects. Lady Tsunade.
Yeah, if only these side effects actually did something. They'll do something, right? They'll actually, you know, affect Tsunade, right?
Tsunade.
No more first names. You know what you've got to call me now.
Yeah, so Tsunade's talking her shit. This line is kind of just like tough. There's really no way around it.